Hi there, Manju. So you've written a new set of essays. Great. Let's take a look at what you wrote in this set. Okay, the first one is about green energy. Discuss both views. Let's see what you said here. These days, most renewable energy is more commonly found in both less affluent and affluent nations. While some people think they pose serious danger to energy security because they are not reliable, I believe that they are cheap to produce and eco-friendly owing to the fact that they are naturally replenishable. All right, fine. Let's take a look at the body paragraph. On the one hand, the advocates of those who believe... that's a little awkward. All right, let's finish the rest of the sentence. So, on the one hand, the advocates of... no, you know what? Just make it easier. On the one hand, those who believe that renewable energies pose a threat to energy security say that they are not always reliable. This is largely because they depend on various environmental factors and cannot be modified to increase the supply when there is a shortage. For example, solar energy depends on the availability of heat produced from the sun, but if there is less heat available due to rain, it would be difficult to generate the electric power to meet the demand. However, I believe that this problem can be solved using multiple energy supplies to fill the supply gap. Okay. On the other hand, there is ample evidence that green energy is very much affordable to produce and ecologically friendly as they are energy is naturally renewable. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, due to various scientific advancements and innovations, equipment required to generate green energy is less costly and making the energy generation process, you were right, very cheap. Secondly, the energy is generated from renewable resources such as solar, wind, and geothermal, and hence does not cause any harm to the ecological system. For example, a recent empirical study by the Indian government demonstrated that such energy decreases the cost of energy consumption by 40% and causes 90% less harm than non-renewable energy. Okay, good work. In conclusion, although there is some danger to energy security due to the green energy's unreliability, it can be solved and is beneficial to use, I would get rid of the them, as it can greatly reduce production costs and ecological impact as it can be naturally filled up. Okay, good work. I'm not really crazy about this phrasal verb here, filled up. I would have preferred something maybe a little more academic, something like can be naturally replenished, can be naturally refilled, something like that would have probably been a better choice. On the whole, though, your essay is really quite good. It's well developed. You really hit all the points that the essay asked you to hit. So this idea of energy security, and then also the two parts, reducing cost and better for the environment. So all of that was very good. Yes, I did like it. So good job there. Let's take a look now at your letter. Okay, this is one about the dog, right? Let's see. Dear Tom, I'm writing this to bring to your notice about the problem I face due to the barking sound produced by your dog. All right, now this has a little bit more, some complications that we should probably address. So let's talk about what those are. Okay, I'm writing this to bring your attention to the problem I face due to the barking noise produced by your dog. Okay, I think those are probably better options. Okay, and you don't stay next to his flat, because to stay in a flat means that you only temporarily are there while visiting somebody or just visiting the area and so forth. What you really want to say here is I live. So I live right next to your flat on the 5th floor of La Citadel apartment. For the past couple of days, we have been experiencing, okay, because this time marker here requires you to use that tense. We have been experiencing extreme trouble due to the barking noise being made by your dog, especially at night. We are finding it hard to sleep at night due to the same, and it is also impacting our work at the office. or it's just impacting our work. Moreover, I need to prepare a presentation for an important client meeting next week, and I'm finding it difficult to concentrate on the presentation. I hope you can understand the pain which I am going through due to this problem. It would be great if you could take the dog to a good doctor and get this problem fixed at the by Friday at the latest is the word order you need here, which will help me to concentrate on the business presentation over the weekend. Please let me know if you need any help regarding the same. Thanks in advance. Yours sincerely, Manju. Okay. You covered everything that you were supposed to cover. All right. So you talked about the reason for your writing. You talked about what you want Tom to do. Excuse me. You had a nice, respectful style. I would say that this letter is neutral in tone. You called him by his first name. You didn't really use any formal language. It was kind of somewhere in the middle, which is fine because he's your neighbor. So it's not inappropriate to do that. Let's see. There was one little section that I didn't totally feel was absolutely believable. You said here, I stay right next to your flat. I mean, you're calling him by his first name, so I assume he knows where you live. So you could have just said, as I live next door to you, I wanted to point your attention to a problem we're having. So something like that would have just made it seem more believable. Does it really matter? No, not really. I mean, they're not checking this essay to see if it's believable or not. They just want to see your language capabilities. So it's not really a big deal, but I do feel I need to point it out to you nonetheless, okay? Some little grammar things, some little awkwardness in the beginning. I think that if you really wanted to show your skills in English, you could have embellished a couple of the areas a little more. So what do I mean? Where do I think you could have embellished? I think you probably could have embellished here when you said it would be great if you could take the dog to a good doctor. You could have said that you know, maybe he's experiencing pain that you're not familiar with, that you're not aware of, or maybe he needs doggy Prozac or something because he's suffering, I don't know, canine anxiety or something. Or you could have said, I had a similar problem with my dog when he was a pup, etc., etc. So just you could have said a couple more words there. Not because you didn't cover the bullets, but because it's not enough to only cover the bullets. So it's really a good idea to add more, develop the bullet more, and not just give them just the bare minimum, just what they ask and nothing else. So try to give a few more details, okay? You did do that well when you were talking about your presentation. You mentioned the presentation here. You mentioned it at the end. So that was good. So that was the kind of thing that I wanted you to do a little more consistently through this letter, okay? On the whole, it was good though, so nice job. Go ahead and correct them, send them back to us corrected. Don't forget to add to your error correction list, and let's see what you write for the next set, okay? Good luck.